Jaws and Dusty are two Baldwin RF-16 diesel locomotives. They're nicknamed Sharks because of their noses. Miss Caldwell and Alex brought them to the railroad to help out with the extra summer traffic. They worked hard, tackling all the freight and passenger trains on the main and branch lines. One summer's day, the two were working with Michelle at the seaport when it happened. Jaws was headed to pick up some boxcars, but Dusty was on the same track. Both engines applied the brakes, but it was too late. Hey Dusty, why don't you watch where you're going? No, you need to watch where you're going, protested Dusty. I was on this track first. No, you weren't. I was, argued Jaws. Michelle then rolled beside them. Are you two all right? She asked. I'm fine, snapped Jaws. I don't think Dusty is, considering he can't remember what track he's supposed to be on. Me? Snapped Dusty. This was your fault. No, it was yours. Yours. Michelle could only sigh. The next morning at the sheds, Alex came to give out the jobs for the day. Okay, for starters, Jaws and Dusty, I would like for you two to take a freight train to Oscawana. Excuse me, Alex, said Dusty, but I don't want to work with Jaws. Why not? Asked Alex. Because he'll get me lost. And, added Jaws crossly, I don't want to work with Dusty because he'll get us into an accident because he can't watch where he's going. But this is a heavy train, said Alex. I need you both, and because of your special MU cables, it's not like I can compare you with other diesels. Larry could see the dilemma and wanted to help. Alex, I think I know a way we could solve this. Larry's idea was far from perfect, but it worked. Larry let Jaws take his branch line train, as one engine can handle that alone. In turn, Larry took the heavy freight train, as he was strong enough to handle the heavy train on his own. And Dusty was assigned to a passenger extra to the seaport. Michelle was busy that day with her own work, but every chance she got, she tried to speak to the Sharks and tried to convince them to make up. But it was no use. I give up, said Michelle to Larry at a junction later on that afternoon. I feel like they're never going to speak to each other again. It's only been one full day, Larry reassured. I'm pretty sure they'll start to miss each other, and then they'll want to work together again. Very sorry to say our friend Larry was wrong. The next day at the work meeting, when Alex tried to pair them up on the train, they still refused to speak and work with one another. Alex reluctantly changed the schedule again. This led to Michelle having to take a long train of yogurt late that afternoon. Bill, the dairy manager, was waiting for her. Michelle, what are you doing here? I thought those two shock engines were supposed to take this train. They refused to work together, sighed Michelle sadly. That's a long, heavy train, Bill said. Are you sure it can handle it? I have to try. I'm the only engine available. Once everything was ready, Victor gave the all clear and Michelle started off. The line out of South Plainsville is, relatively flat, so Michelle didn't have a problem. But when she reached the hill, it was a completely different story. Keep going, girl, encouraged her driver. Michelle tried her best, but the weight of the train and the gradient weren't making it easy. Halfway up, Michelle stalled and her wheels began to spin in place. Come on, nearly there. Her driver stopped her as to not burn up her traction motors. They then brought the train down to the bottom of the hill. Once they were safely stopped and had signal protection, Victor called for help. Larry and Jaws were at Denville when the call came through. That was Victor on the phone, said the station agent. Michelle stalled halfway up the hill. Can one of you please go give her a push? I'd like to help, said Larry, but I have a train due in 5 minutes. I have no more jobs today, said Jaws. I'll go. Excellent, said the station agent. Now off you go now. Then Larry had a very clever idea. Station agent, Dusty will be here soon with a train. Why don't you send him to help? Larry, have you got water in your smoke box? Why the hell would I send Dusty when I just sent Jaws? Then Larry explained, and the station agent agreed to send Dusty the moment he arrived. Dusty found Michelle at the bottom of the hill looking red in the face. Don't worry, Michelle, we'll handle this train. Then they heard the growl of another diesel. Sure enough, it was Dusty. What's he doing here? They said. I'm here to help Michelle, grumbled Dusty. Well, I'm here, said Jaws. You can go away. No, you can go away. I'm gonna help Michelle. No, I'm gonna help Michelle. Just then, Michelle lost patience and blasted her horn. This got the two diesels' attention. Honestly, I could use both of your help, she said sternly. This is a very heavy train, and it's already late. As a matter of fact, if you two would stop acting so childish, I wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place, because this is technically your train. The two sharks felt ashamed. Dusty, said Jaws quietly, I'm sorry I called you names, and I'm sorry I was rude, Dusty replied. Should we help Michelle up this hill? Yes, we will, said Jaws. Soon both wheels were coupled up and the train restarted. Exhaust billowed from the growling diesels as they struggled up the hill. Finally, after much hard work, they reached the top. They rolled to a stop at the signal tower. Jaws and Dusty were uncoupled, but rather than going to the helper loop, they pulled alongside Michelle. Michelle, you can go back to the yard. Dusty and I will take this train. Are you sure? Michelle asked. Yes, said Dusty. You're right. We were acting childish, and this was our fault. So it's the least we could do to apologize. So the engines swapped tracks. Jaws and Dusty said goodbye to Michelle, and they made their way down the hill. After Michelle watched the train disappear, she headed back to South Plainsville, happy that the two brothers were speaking to each other again, and that she would get a nice, well-earned rest.